Alright, update. Playlist. I've got here. What do you reckon of my playlist I make up? You reckon someone else is out there making up playlists too? Do you reckon other people out there quickly make up playlists and then from other people's playlists? So like their job easy and then try to pretend it's their playlist? What kind of playlist could you do to do that to someone? What type of playlist do you reckon? What type of playlist could help people all in a line when it comes to psychology or any other kind of thing? Do playlists get used in certain ways except music playlists out there? When you had psychology people, can you go to their playlist instead of just waiting for their channels to pop up? And would they put up their psychology in different ways to be shown straight after each other, the best ways to be told and shown in playlists? Do they do that? Because I can talk about, and I've been showing, how such things can happen for a while now. I've been practicing it myself. And I do all the hard work and thinking. But you know what a copycat could do? They could copy all that. Put someone to the side and try to take that work, couldn't they? How easy could that be done? And if that was done, how easy could they get away with it? What do you reckon? I guess you'd want to stop before they learn everything off you, how to make that nuclear bomb, stuff like that, you know what I mean? So what you do is you stop advancing in that area, so that way they don't go too far, they don't learn too much. What do you reckon? Wouldn't that be a wise idea when it comes to the nuke? Or is it you got to make a bigger nuke in this society and the way they think? What do you reckon? Could only a bigger nuke help for domination? Or could you speak about how bigger nukes can only make things worse? You know what I mean? Could you get that science across? And when you can't, you know what that means? There's too much domination. So I guess it's for that one, isn't it, everybody? What do you reckon? Anyway, enough of all that. I say and see that we need more people, just like they said when it comes to practitioners, in certain areas that are just good at what they do. They don't need to fight who's the best practitioner. They just need to be what they are and what they put out. So if they're not that great, well, they're not that great. If they're great, they're great. You know what I mean? Other than that, we don't need the propaganda about who's not and who went and had a picnic more than the other one, who went partying more than the other one, and so I guess they're bad. But if they're still good at their job and they went partying, well, shit, they must be way better than you, because shit, they can have a good time and still get their job done. What do you reckon, dude? Instead of all this assumption, kind of crap, you know what I mean? They got something to say, and it's real and it affects your life. They should say it to your face. They should make sure that you know what they're trying to say. Like if it comes to copyright and stuff like that, they're good at say things, not do things behind the scenes, give warnings and stuff like that. Be real of what they say and what they are and why they had copyright in the first place. Not for envy and greed or power or control, but to be righteous in the ways they work and do. Isn't that right? Did that get lost somewhere? Where do you believe, when you go back in human history that they record, and you can find, where that went out of control and how did it? And that gives you answers sometimes of where you may need to go back and start again or fix in a whole different way, if you can possibly do that. Huh? Occasionally these lists are a little jumbled as they haven't been sorted. But if you said, hey, has that been sorted? And I say yes, and it doesn't look right, then you make your assumption, you see? That's real facts, time, weight, effort, refined. Right? Or humans can do what they're good at in such a collapsed society and unfunctional society. They can just assume, right? And then go around trying to say it's like fact because they're so great. You know what I mean? Because it come from a prime minister or something. You know what I mean? And if you look like that, or you just go, it just is and it's just right because it's the law, it's good to be a law-abiding citizen. But if you just go, oh, yeah, it's just a law, it has to be good, it's the way, and you don't look at it, and you don't want to hear people debate about it or anything, right? And figure out your own answer or you don't understand, then you're just a follower. That's what they are. And we do need people who are followers and basic to do the basic areas, which is, wash toilets and stuff, until we get robots to do it. It's just the way it is. Some people can only wash toilets. Some people can't even manage to do that. As I've heard stories about people trying to work a vacuum. As I heard a story about someone didn't know how to turn on this vacuum properly or how to set it properly, and they were sucking up things because they didn't have the common sense of how the suction will work. And that's because it's new when you see it first. Have you heard about when I say it depends on your education though. Sometimes your common sense can come in when you're a bit older about things, as we have an age limit at 21. Thinking that we all have enough common sense to know what's right and wrong and not to fuck up too much, because if you do, you're screwed. Right? So if you don't, you're just too bad about the education. Huh? Anyway, like I said, you can have all the wisdom in the world. That means what? So you find the ark, right? And the ark has all the wisdom in the world. What does that mean? And the ark says on there, it will solve all your problems, right? And then with that wisdom, because you have all the wisdom, you're picking out these parts of it, right? You can only do so much at once, right? And you're picking out what you believe is all the wisdom that you need at that time. Now, if you pick wrong at that time, you'll actually get all the wisdom to your demise. Right? If you're in envy and greed, it'll show you what happens to envy and greed. And it'll give you nuke. Power the nuke, right? How are you going to use that? Can't really use it properly at all, right? But there you go. It's information. You can do it now, right? And what's going to happen? What happens when you destroy yourself with it? Well, I guess that wasn't the knowledge of all knowing. They'll go, what happened here? Why did this happen? Oh. And it's like, well, we're not here to pass your test. You get it? Right? You're all going on about tests, right? The guy's like, we're not here to pass the test. What are you talking about? You wanted to know? You wanted a shortcut? Right? Thought you were ready? Indiana Jones had it right. He shut his eyes for a while. And he was all good after a bit. The ones that wanted to know in that show eventually had these like spirits go through them. Right? And they got all what they needed to know, but then it was useless for them. Which is what they need to know. And then when they're reborn, they might have these feelings. See, some people just have these natural feelings of scaredness and extra hyped up and all these kind of things. And perhaps that's because they went through something in their previous life that they need to remember, so perhaps they might not go through it again. Right? But if you ignore those feelings, ever heard of the saying, don't ignore your feelings? Well then, what do you get when you do? Right? It's pretty easy to talk about, isn't it? Words of speech is cheap. Right? Words of information, here you go, there's your test. Don't worry about learning nothing, just do it and find out what happens. Remember I told you what hot is? You've done the paperwork, right? You want to know? I guess you need to, you're going to work with it. Touch it. Ah! There we go, it's hot, isn't it? That's what hot means. That hurts. Now if you don't connect, what happens? Well, you go over there and you touch that. What happens at it? Ah! That hurt, didn't it? Now, what's the importance of connection and priorities and not getting envy and greed? Right? What happens when you get too much envy and greed? Well, that usually breaks connection, yeah, and we hear and we see, hang on. That thing flipped over. Here comes those bombs. They're banging it. I won't do it. Bomb! Oh. And where's that, there's that ark. And you go look at it. Huh? Going through a lesson. There you go. There you go. Have a look at the ark again. Have you heard hard enough? You think the second time you're going to find something better, are you? There you go. Have a look. And then it's the Adam Kalakala. The Adam Kalakala makes you travel farther than here. But if it fucks up, it totally wipes out your sun, your planet, and everything. Right? You ready for that? Can you get it all right? Yeah, we are. That sounds cool as fuck. Right? Let's build it. It's the Atom Smasher. Right? That can create a black hole. No matter how big it is, even if it's a little pinprick, if it stays and they can't get rid of it, oh, perhaps we'll give it more energy. You know, their theories. If they can't get rid of a black hole, the machine they know can create that they're playing with, right? Another toy from the Ark. That black hole gives you a time. So as soon as they create it, even a little pinprick, even smaller than you can't even see, but it's not going to go away. It's going to continue to suck and grow. Suck and grow. It will show you science, right, of outcomes, right, of what happens. And then it will grow, and over time, 2 years, it's this big, and it's doubling, you know, the double factor, right? And then in 10 years' time, that thing has sucked up the planet. That's how it grows. Right? It doesn't stop. Does its job better and better. Each second goes by, it's microsecond. Right? And you won't even see it, because as it works, it slows down your ability to go, where is the time going? Are we moving too slow to realize we're losing time? Or are we just wasting time? Why did we want Adam Smasher when we couldn't even feed the boat? Now the boat is sucking itself up. You idiots. You know what I mean? Next movie coming out, people. Right, that's humans rushing in. And you know why, too? Because there's no control of them to not do it. In fact, there's rich, off-grid government, not agreeing, everybody doesn't agree, don't even know, people that can do it. Right? And governments allow, as they're good sweet talkers, about what they say they're doing. And you don't even understand. So if your leader doesn't understand the science of what's happening, or doesn't comprehend that they really don't know what they're doing, right? For real, you would just allow it. Definitely they go, come to my party. We'll sweet talk how good we are. Right? Sounds good. You're pretty busy. Just give us this ability. Huh? Boom, bang, boom. Don't even think about it anymore. You got next Jobo's party. Right? And we'll end up giving you all the answers when we get it. If we get it in time for you and we don't destroy things. Huh? That's crazy scientists, what's going on everywhere around the world at the moment. Does that sound like a good thing in your boat? I don't know. But anyway, it is, and I guess we'll get what we put out in the end when it comes to that. Will we have to fix things in time? Who knows? Who knows? Because it takes more than just all the money. It takes more than just all the knowledge. And it takes more than just having a heart and being the yes man. It takes a lot of us to come together, doesn't it? And can we pull that off collectively? So far in history, no! We seem to be getting better at destroying things. That's the truth. In all ways, taking resources, wasting, rushing in. I don't like look at him. Why? He just looks too good to me. It looks like he might come in and take my wife away. He's too intelligent. He's upsetting me. Right? What does that mean when you're saying that? It means you feel bad about yourself. You feel bad that God didn't give you those opportunities. Right? Do you think they have all the greatness in one? How did they achieve it? You giving it to them? Is it extra cooler that they're a movie star and they just get scripts given to them and make themselves look good with animation and TV? That they're extra special. They get more money for that? Because you believe they're extra special. Right? So who creates what? We are what we put out. And if we like things, then they are extra special. But what are we liking the most? Why are superstars so good and not great scientists that can help us solve issues that we all suffer through? Why does something that only makes a little bubble happy and the bigger bubbles all suffer? Just think about it. I guess we are what we put out. We'll make that line a good t-shirt one, eh? Boo! As they all can be kind for power, you get it? But you're handing it over. I'll be kind now, like YouTube giving you free this. But later, I'll want money, your wage and this. And whatever else. You get it? Always same outcome. Stupid falling for it unless you get same outcome or have good plan that you can say yes now. Sometimes it's good to say yes now. And then stick to your goals and you might get a chance again. Because sometimes there's no win and fight. In their story, it was pretty much like that. He's lucky that later on they managed to fix it. Right, in that story a little bit. Right? But yeah, you got to watch it out there, eh? The mind of the human was brought to this planet, introduced you by God, to find out what would they do. How long is the clock before they have no clock? And the baby goes, not long left now. In fact, we've even proved that we've had history of things going boom, boom, bang and being similar, and we've lost it all, right? That's because we weren't ready then. You think we're ready now? Are we more wiser? Where do we show that we go slower and do things right? I don't know, Pinky, I don't know. Sorry. You know, they say comedy's good. You chuck a little bit in there. The only people that don't like comedy are the ones that don't like people being happy. You know, the ones that certain tarot readers talk about. They're like, they don't like you being happy. I just laugh at that. What kind of crazy shit is that? That's like totally top envy and greed, isn't it? I don't even want them to be happy. I want all from them, and they can't even be happy either. It's like, that's devil there, isn't it? That's devil right there. Music list, we'll put that up later. Here's a little funny one we can show now, just in case we get any succumbs or they do a deletions of your channel and you're like, oh fuck, now I gotta go back and do all this. Oh, they make me feel bad. I hate it that they get over me. And oh man, it makes me feel so bad, doesn't it? Like I had a little whinge about the last one going, I can't fucking believe that they cut off the channel doing the right things. I can't fucking believe that you can post that up and the least they can do is just keep removing it, right, and be more real about shit. I can't believe that they can't even talk about what they can and can't do, at least to you, but instead they just do an action and think that you can read their minds and shit. I just can't believe showing and talk about the right thing gets your channel shut off and removed. Have you seen the clips that I've talked about that they said, community, he said Joe Blow on McNo-scene. It sounds weird. You know, it's not even nothing bad. We're just going to do because we can. And now he can't speak for the next 24 hours. With his texts. Have you seen a few of that? Have you even seen why they did it? It is a joke. And yet they've got clips up there stabbing people and shit. Where's their priorities at? Hang on. Let's do a drug bust. What's the best ones to go? We're going to go for the people who sell medication drugs. They're really, really, really bad. And smokers. They smoke cigarettes. Fuck, if they sell that shit, they're fucking going down big time. Right? You know why? Because they're so easy. And they're truthful and shit. And we just love shoving it up easy asses. It's an easy job. They don't think they need weapons and shit because they think the government won't let, be a little bit easy on the easy guys. So, no, I want an upgrade, man. I'm going to show you how much I can give. And then I'm going to use them to try to do our job for the bigger ones. But they won't because they see how much we're assholes. So, shit, we're stuck in a conundrum. What do you reckon? And I think we finished that one there. We're finished there. Oh, we're upside down again, Captain. You're going to have to flip the phone around this way and that. I'm sorry. Perhaps because the world's a little upside down. What do you reckon, people? How could that be converted? Now, there'd be people like tarot readers and that can happily convert things in different ways for you. Depends on how you want to see it, and they'll convert it in ways that you might see it. So if it sounds crazy, it's not crazy because they convert it like that. Right? That's crazy, don't you think? Without getting the information. They're like the old lady on, what do you call it? Neighbours. And she likes to blab in the chaos area. Blah, 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 blah. And everyone gets to know she don't talk around her. Because all she does is twist all the words. She talks so much, her Chinese whispers out of control. Right? Comes fast, because sometimes she's right. See, that's the worst thing about these type of people. When they're sometimes right, they fuck around with us lot because they could be right, but where were they right and how? Was it luck? What? Shit, everyone's right at the end because of luck. Don't you think? You go 100 times at something, sure you might get 10. Luck, you might get 20, right? Even more lucky, you might get half of them, right? Luck. Or is it because you knew some knowledge or you had a pattern and that pattern works for you? What is it? That's an algorithm, isn't it? Only robots can pull that off, which will be over you, and they'll algorithm you out. They'll give you an algorithm to think that helps you, but it's an algorithm for them. That's how they can, if they're doing the algorithms, algorithm you out. And you won't even see it because you'll be just like, just do my homework. You see? Anyway, what videos have we made since I've been on this latest channel? Because it's a channel, even if they know, unless they want to break their silence, and we'll find out in the show, it's just stopped the harassment. You know what I mean? And I do certain things to find out if people are doing certain things that would find a way. And then we'll all know an answer. You know what I mean? And what have I put up?
This is what I put up, Captain. Now they have clips, so you hardly get watched. But if they have a clip that they want to attack you on, even though they look like a fool, but as long as you said something that's like them, they can get you. Oh, so when they attack you, do not be them, otherwise you're screwed. They're allowed to be them and attack you, but if you do just one thing, back, be like them, or a little bit like them, then you're in trouble.
Imagine being stuck in that. Holy shit. When you say, let me know in the comments. Because I've got a whole story about similar things like that. Did they act like that? And how a system like North Korea makes that happen. Right? Because of control and domination. Just is. They can make it. It's just is, man. Do you know who I am? You know the people say that? That's why they say that. They're like, it just is. Do you know who? You don't know who I am because behind the scenes I'm in the fucking black market. I'm a gangster. I'm a real rich dude. You don't know it, right? And I did good in stocks. You don't know me. You know, there's many reasons why people say that. Huh? And really, in the end, that line goes to everybody, unless you know everybody. You know what I mean? Do you know who they are? Right? Usually, people that say that line, it's an ego thing. Huh? Or they're trying to save you from getting in trouble. Like, it's a bad guy coming at them, and like, you're a martial arts expert, you got guns and everything just like them. You can do what they do better. And so they'll be like, you know, and they're like, do you know who I am? Do you know? I'm a gangster. Give me all your money. You know who I am? Nah? They'll be like, you do know who I am? And you'll be like, oh, that's it. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, what is put out in the end. Little dog barks at the wrong dog, right? It can happen. Anyway, I'll bang this up a couple of channels. Right? And in storage. And information spread around. And if you ever shut it down, well, it wouldn't be too long to just like reload it and then go, oh, I've got this here, boop, 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 right, and bring it back when things have been fixed. If you can't fix something, you bail out till you know that it could be fixed. It just needs a badge. You know what I mean? And you haven't got the badge, and the other dude with the badge is not talking about it yet, so we're just going to have to wait. Right? Isn't that the world at the moment with all the problems we've been going around with? Because the ones with the badges, they can't communicate. So we've got all these dudes that represent us, one in Australia, a few of them, right? And they can't communicate. Right? And that's our problem, collectively. They're all got ego problems. And I'm bigger and better, and I don't want to use my heart, a little bit with that same way of speech when Bella goes, no! There's a tarot reader called Bella. I like to use examples, and so if you come on my channel, you'll see certain things. That's how we use examples of what people might know that I can use an example for. So when you know a loved one, you use family people and that, because they might know them. And so you bring it up a lot. They try to use examples, because then they know those examples, right? And so if you make a channel and you put something on it a lot, they can speak a lot about certain ways. You can use them as examples, as they can look at that and go, oh yeah, that's what you're talking about. You get it? It's not about bullying or anything, because we are what we put out. Right? If someone says they're loving, then nothing should happen. If someone tries to get them, they'll show they're just loving. They're like, well, where was the communication? Where was the speech? That's what love is, isn't it? There weren't these steps, and there aren't these people, right? And so they are what they put out. What they say is what it can be different than what they're putting out. Right? And what's the real truth? It's what you put out in the air. Right? Speech is cheap. We can speak all the time. We can speak all the time. Speak all the time, right? If someone said that, say they were going to come and punch you in the face, or man, I'm going to knock you out. I do it all the time, right? Unless you know they do it all the time, you don't know what they're going to do. If you've seen them do it all the time, then you're more likely, and you should be the eyes of the law and stuff like that, right? That's how they work. Then you should know you've got a high probability that they're telling the truth. They're going to come and knock you out. They do it all the time, right? You've seen it, they've displayed it, right? So you want to look out. But someone has never done it, right? And you've never seen them do it or anything like that. You've got no proof of it. And they're saying they're going to do it. You can't believe yet. They say they're going to have a heart. They say they're going to do it. It's just words. You don't even know they're angry. You can't believe anybody. They're just angry. They're going to be spitting out shit like a woman on period, right? And this theory has to come the same, because if a woman on period wants us to be nice to them, it has to go in all factors. This is what I'm trying to explain. Right? That you don't know. It's words. And then after the period, she'll go, oh, sorry. Because that's what they do, because she's in that period. Right? And she'll use words that hurt you as she's feeling hurt, and she feels, fuck you, God, like they all do that, right? Why me? Look at the male, right? But why the male have the muscles and do the harder work? Look at that area. Pain brings suffering, can bring better ways. So that little suffering makes you not have to do hard labor. There's a choice. What would you rather do out there? Everybody, even blokes. Would you rather have, and you don't know, so it's a gamble when it comes to periods. Some of them have periods where it don't even really hurt at all. So they get the benefit of the, don't have to do all those other things like they've got a period. None even have one, right? But they get judged for the middle, right? And because people have bad ones, the ones that don't even get nothing get to get a little benefit. It's just the way this society definitely functions at the moment, right? You look at it like that. Now, where's the fairness and judgment in all the same sectors? When you want a fairness and judgment in that, and that can line up in all sectors, there we go, okay, we can use that same theory here. That means if they get to there, and this same theory is pretty much like that, right? Then that means they're all going to get it, no? Otherwise, you're picking and choosing. You're favouring, right? Because they pushed harder. We know in this world, if you complain, they get sometimes to complain, right? And why is that? Is that because humans listen and do the right things in the first place? No, it's because they don't, you see. And then they only satisfy the ones that are in their face. So you've got to be in their face, right? And that's why we have riots and stuff. That's why riots are, and debates turn into riots and protests happen, because they shit on shit. Like, right, they're there going, we want this, and their outcome is no. So what do the people do next when it's an outcome that they all need collectively to function? Well, they're not functioning coming at you, are they? Right? And they believe coming at you is what they need to do to function, true? So you are what you put out, right? Your country shows you overseas what's really going on within your countries, because you are what you put out. You can't give advice overseas and tell overseas, because they'll just laugh at you. They'll be laughing at us now. Can't tell us over there what we should be doing. This is what people tell me all the time. You hear them all the time, right? Or you can't tell me what to do when you're found in this area. He can't be all wise. If he was, where's his money? That bullshit. And of course, when you're wise doesn't mean you need to have money. Maybe he doesn't like it. Maybe he doesn't want to put out certain things. Maybe there's too many bullies around and they live in North Korea and he wants all the power, and unless you work for him, he's not going to let you have nothing. That means he's got all the knowledge and can't get nowhere. True? You see? What does that help without collective connection? Right? What does it help with one Jesus turning up? Right? And giving you all the knowledge. You can't fight, and other people don't want to listen. So he'll sit over there in the corner, like your knowledge does on the internet, until you want it. You ready for it yet? You're over your anger issues, your ego. You're over that you don't need 10 cars. Perhaps after all your cars blew up all the time, you realise you're wasting your time. You're over it yet? You see? Where's your leaders that are over this so you can get in the line? Is your leaders a little bit immature? Can I debate that your leaders are being immature? Even saying it once, is that a good thing for leaders? What's a leader? Do they debate that leaders shouldn't be? You know what I mean? So where are you out of control at? Is it collectively all the toys that made it happen? These are all got things you shouldn't have. You didn't pass the test to get your knife in Scouts. What do you reckon? Should these things all be taken off us? And we go back. As far as I'm concerned, in a good a good way, really. And if people can show that they can sacrifice, they always go, can't you sacrifice? Why are we going on about lobsters right now? We don't need to eat lobsters. They're a luxury. All right? We don't even need to eat as much food as we need to eat, too. If we stop dying back on wasting time on products that we might find out of a piece of junk later, we might not need to eat so much. Right? If we die back of, I need to have this list, I have to have this list at the restaurant. You know, in the restaurant shows where he pulls out the big list. Right? The restaurant, I watch the restaurant dudes, he pulls out a big list and he's there to help him. And he goes, you know what? Look at your fucking list. No wonder you're going broke. Right? That's exactly the same way again, which I was just telling you about things being same. With the world goes, I want this at the supermarket. It needs to be. It's because of customer service, but it can't be for everybody. It's not going to work. It doesn't. It's proven that. What can you put down that's minimal and show you that when you get bonuses, you get it, and we can put it out. And they're not much, and you'll see that you'll end up getting plenty of everything. You start from the bottom, the basics, and work your way up. Get something right and go up. Something that stays at a low cost. Plenty of it's right. We grow it in the backyard. The government's left. We got it over here. We don't have to control so much overseas. We got rid of that seed control bullshit. We can still make ones, but if they seeds get over there and someone got it for free and you spent billions, too fucking bad. That's what you put out. It got loose. You lost your product. The new plans got out. What are you going to do about it? That's your own problem. And now they'll have a little bit of spent time. It's what nature is, why we're meant to use nature. And they'll use your seed. Right? Other than that, what are you going to do with your seed? You're going to have to keep it top quality, hidden away, make sure no one gets it. Sounds like a lot of work to me. To get what benefit? That's equal. Otherwise, they actually don't mind having fuck-ups because then when that farmer fucked up, it just took over the other farmer. Haven't you seen that story? What a joke. So when I fuck up and my sprayed seeds go over there and they grow them, I can cause them a whole lot of chaos. They don't remove them, right? They're fucked, so I'm slowing them down. Right? What kind of logical thinking is that? Definitely not fair. Justice, is it? It's domination and control. And then the government backs it up and you go through these courts, waste of time, blah, blah, blah. These farmers lost a lot of them, right? Because they didn't have the better lawyer. Another screw system, screwing itself a bit more. It's everywhere. Right? Immaturity, this planet. Don't you think? Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Have a good one. Like I said, all the information the well won't save you. It takes information. We learn to get information. Sit down and watch docos for 20 years. People get certain things, like going to college, it's all different. But unless you got the badge and go through the badge way of control, you're nothing in this society, apparently, as well, which is sad. How could they fix that? Perhaps a place where you can just go, all right, you've got a capable of doing that job. Well, show us you can, and then boom, you can. There you go. Shit, he's a plumber. He fixes holes. There you go. There's a test. Fix that hole. Let's watch this. Fix that pipe. This one, that one. That's what you're going to do. You just done it. You can do it again. Get you to do it for the next 2 weeks over and over. Yep, they can repeat it. He's a fucking plumber. They need to know where he got it from. Isn't that right, people? Anyway, how can we make a system like that? Right, people can work at home no matter what. No one can copy your past tests and bring in a piece of paper. There's a lot of systems like that. We just won't look without the paper. But the paper don't mean nothing. Right? What it means is what it is. Well, people can get jobs because of the paper and that. 40, yeah, I can do all this, and then they get the job and they're like, oh, hang on. It was so long ago, I've got this excuse that says to go with the paper. It was so long ago, I've forgotten. But it said that I did it, and you got to let me in, and I've got to at least fuck up. No? What a joke, eh? But my system, well, before you get this job, you're actually going to prove it. The basics. Right? That you know that you can look through paperwork, that you can do this. I'm not going to get you to do what you've got to do in the job. No, I just want to know that you can do it. Then you get the job. Till then, you're not got the job. We go, all right, you passed the first test in the interview. You and a few other people, and we're going to see which one's the most efficient at actually showing us that they can do it in this little quick test. Who's the best at it? Because we find you the best at that, you'll be good at this job. All right? Here at Bunnings, if you're good at already knowing a bit about gardening, a bit about tools and stuff like that, you could be very good at customer service. And what we do is we sell here. So when we do this test and this interview, we can see what you've done. Yeah, you can read and write. We can teach you, right? You've got teachability skills, right? And over time you'll get that, right? You might even have to learn at Bunnings and while you're here, quickly find out what the main things people like and study that. Right? Makes a good employee, makes someone hire someone, right? And the more better you are, the more you can go, look, I'm a good employee, we're bringing in good business. Pay rise, collectively, more of them, high links, no weak links in the chain. Right? And that goes in all sectors. Right? But when you just go, yep, just take, and you just got to do, and then they got these other little things where they got rights because they had the piece of paper and rah, 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 you can get a lot of problems. You got to simplify, you got to go kiss. Kiss happens in many ways. Even the word kiss and the kiss itself is beautiful, isn't it? So people need to think about it a little bit more in all areas. And I'm going to leave there. See you later.